me?
Hello?
Hello. This is
Hello.
both of them. I'm upstairs. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. You are playing beautifully. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And people actually can hear you in their break. We put your music on the speaker in the lobby room, so they
Okay.
will be able to hear you already.
Okay. I can start playing, yeah. Dank u wel. Dank u wel. Ibanile, Ibanile. How you guys doing? Can you clap with us? Yes. So you just have to answer yeah. When I do like this, you answer yeah. Okay, let's go. And now, on your chair, you have to dance like this on your chair. A little bit rock to the left, to the right. Come on. Move your body like this to the left, to the right. Yes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. I see the guy over there. He's doing it good. Yeah. Okay. Go. Okay, can I see the people from Greece? Those from Greece, can you stand up, please? Yeah, those from Greece, please stand up. The people from Greece, yeah. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, move on, move on. The Greek people move. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. All the Belgians, can you stand up and move, please? All the Belgians, where are you guys? Where are you guys? Yeah, all the Belgians, move, 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 move. Yeah. Come on. And say, okay, Belgians in the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The United States, we are the guys from the United States. Yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Say, yeah. Where are the guys from Norway? Where are the guys from Norway? You went up? Yeah! Come on! Yeah! 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 Okay! Yeah! And you say, yeah! And the people from Spain, Española! Where are the guys from Spain? Don't disappear now! Yeah! Come on! Yeah! Yeah! The Italians! We are the guys from Italy! We are the guys, yeah! Come on! Yeah! Yeah! Aha! Come on! Come on, we need to shake here, shake here, shake here, shake here! Yeah! In the house. Yeah. You were great. You were great. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the one and only Lamine Kouyaté.
Thank you.
Well, Lamine is a griot, and it means that a griot tells a story. And Lamine is playing the kora, which is a traditional instrument from West Africa. And normally the kora has 21 strings, 7 for the past, 7 for the present, and 7 for the future. And here you have a hole here. Normally when the griot is playing, you come around and you give money here. So now because we are talking about digitalization and you guys don't take money anymore, so you guys have to find a way to build something here so that you can put some digital money here, you know?
Tiki.
Yeah, tiki, yeah. We put a tiki machine here. We have to look for a solution, a digital solution for the Kora. Yes. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, how was the breakout room? Zakuba Kuba! Hoo-ha! Zakuba Kuba!
Hoo-ha!
How was the breakout room? Anyway, okay, let me call my colleague Yinke, because she did some visual notes, and she will do a little recap with us. Ladies and gentlemen, big applause for Linka Weringer.
So let's connect. Let's see if you can hear me. Yes, you can. Okay, yeah, you can see it also. Great. So we're now just live connected to my iPad, so I can just zoom and pan, and I can talk you through the morning and through the afternoon. Who will be here tomorrow also? Oh, okay, so I was considering maybe showing you my visual notes of the Asylum Center in Budel, but I might give away all the goods if I do that, because I think you really should visit. I just start with the day, the opening of the COA director Gertrude Diender. She talked about digital tools as a Swiss Army knife to help people be included, have personalized information, to learn Dutch, to explore, and to envision a future, and to help empower asylum seekers in their journey. That's the North Star. Let's hope we get there by the end of tomorrow. We have a lot of work to do yet. And we saw a nifty video of a digital vision of the COA, partitioned in 3 parts for the staff to have direct access to information, to distribute tasks, and to report special circumstances. Also for the COA organization as a whole, to get in contact with applicants from an earlier stage to know what to expect, and for residents to know stuff about their location, language skills, application proceedings, and have nifty access to a chatbot maybe in the future. Well, Fien followed it up with her story about the community-based protection, and actually the bottom line is autonomy. People want to feel involved on camp management, on their medical stuff, on safety stuff, and together they just, even though the facilities aren't the best, they need their involvement, they need their autonomy to feel included, and to feel happy. Patricia followed that up with the Camp to Campus success story. It was very easy. More participation, more community building leads to less stress, less costs, and more well-being. So I can't make it shorter than that. And Alberto was also had also the best tips. He said, just turn the MyCOA thing website into an app. That's it. Then Pietro, he picked a little bouquet for us of everything the UAAA had to offer. He had a list of country with a digital strategy. He had a list of current affairs in Europe going on, and also a list of challenges facing us right now, such as all digital infrastructure on the premise, difficult legislation, and including the elderly also. So now I'm just questioning, should I also show the stuff I did in the workshops? I think I should, because I really like the excursion to Boodle we did. So this is Boodle. This is what it looks like. We started at the entrance. You start with a smart gate. Everything that goes in is registered. Every resident has a special pass. Every card plate is registered. And then you see an ATM, which is actually kind of special in the Dutch asylum facilities. Then there's also a market, and everything works in the beginning with a QR code. And then you get a safeguard app and a meal card. Then, if you don't feel safe, there's Wi-Fi throughout the whole surroundings. So you can use a QR code again. This will be the magic word, QR code, and then you can tell people that you're not safe, and hopefully they will do something about it. I don't know. Sometimes stuff seems a bit parochial, like printed leaflets in Dutch. Can't these be printed out in multiple languages? But it's not necessary anymore, because most of the people just use their Google apps on their devices, so they can translate for themselves. The videos are made in multiple languages, though, such as leaflets also. An ongoing debate is on, should we have phone access, a phone scan? Government is not sure about safety or privacy, so we're still debating that. And then the medical info is also gathered through a partner organization during the ID and registration process. So lots of nifty stuff. And also the weather was great. Sometimes just nice to have a walk on the vicinity. Yeah. This was also very surprising for me. We did a service design co-creation session, how to empathize, define, and ideate actually a digital tool. I wasn't expecting that we would be creating digital tools at this workshop, because we only had an hour. It was very ambitious. So I thought, oh, maybe we're going to talk about what's necessary, like including people or blah, blah, blah. But no, we actually came with some really interesting products. So, but the key thing to take away is that you need to ask smart questions and empathize, specific for your circumstances and your location and organization. And then you can get to the bottom of a problem, and just skip the questions, and then bada boom, bada bam. What emerges are actual app ideas to have people take surveys on the ground, to create phone booths so people can get in touch with their family, and to connect fixers with people who have problems. And that's super concrete, and that's something that I like. So this is, was very nifty, actually. I was pleasantly surprised. So this is all I have to tell. Please have a borrel, have a drink, and exchange some ideas, and create some apps, create some digital tools, include people.
In order to survive in a new country, you have to forget and remember. But what do you need to forget? And what do you need always to remember? My mother always said to me, my son, our loved ones who have passed into the world of the ancestors are not really dead, but they are alive. They are alive to guide us during our journey on earth. 24 December 1989. Together with my friends, I was celebrating that we had a wonderful year. When I heard on the radio, on the program Focus on Africa, that Charles Taylor has invaded the nation and he was holding the eastern part of the country. I looked outside, everything looked normal. But the months that passed by, in the whole country, we had no food anymore, no water, no light. And when you move on the street, you will see bodiless heads on the street. Despite the war, I never wanted to leave Liberia. Because before the war started, I had one of the most popular programs on Liberian television. I was what you would call a popular Liberian. And when I walk through the streets of Liberia, people will be running behind me, men, children, they'll be screaming my name. They won't say Bright, they will say Johnny, because that was my television program. But then, the war started.
Alimalonduna, duna, kelamanyin kumalia, kelamanyin badevalia.
And the war came gradually, until it got very close to my doorsteps. I never forget that day. I was in the living room, and all of a sudden I saw the people running down the hills, and they were screaming, "Flee! Flee! You have to flee your house right now." I took my grandmother of more than 80 years old, put her in my back, and I started running towards the American embassy. My sister, the children of my sister, we ran to this refugee camp that was partially created opposite the American embassy. We were all sleeping in the empty air. And on the other hand, people were dying. People were dying of cholera, people were dying of dehydration, people were dying of hunger. But in spite of that, I felt this war was not aimed at me. Only thing they want is to get rid of the president. I have nothing to do with this war. One day, I left this place, this refugee camp, to search for food. I got to a girlfriend of mine, and she was very happy to see me. She greeted me. We talked a little bit, and she gave me 3 donuts. Happily, I started going back towards our refugee camp to share the food with my family. And then all of a sudden, the boyfriend of this girlfriend of mine came around the corner. He was holding an AK-47 in his hands. And he screamed, stop. I stood, and he said to me, put off your clothes. And I put off all my clothes. I was naked on the street. And he said, I want you to go and stand as far as possible from me. There are so many stories that goes on during the war. And one of the stories is that if you stand very far from the rebel, they can easily shoot you. But if you stand very close, sometimes they are afraid to shoot. Because when they shoot you, they think that they might lose. If your blood touches them, they might lose their magical power and they would die very easily. And that was the reason this rebel wanted me to stand very far from him. But this thought came towards me, so I came very close to him. And he would hit me with his gun, and he would push me back again, and I would stand up, and I would come back to him. And we were in this dynamic. He would hit me with his gun, push me away. I would stand up immediately, run back to him. And how long we were doing this, I don't know. Because if you stand before death, time disappears. But I saw the image of my mother, and I saw the dead people on the street. I knew that if I would die on the street, that it was impossible for my family to find my dead body, and that my mother would weep to death. And so I wanted so heavily to leave. So I started to beg this guy. I was begging him. He would hit me with his gun. He would push me back. I would run to him. I would beg him. He would hit me with his gun. But suddenly somebody came around. Someone that I've never seen before. And he was asking, what is going on? I tried to explain to him. And he said, I know you. I know you. And he said to the rebel, please let him leave. So I'm standing here today, not because I knew this man, but because this man knew me. And because he knew me, he felt that it was important that I keep living. And after that incident, my family told me, you have to leave this country as soon as possible. I wasn't willing to come to Holland. I wanted to go to Canada, and from Canada to America. But the only airline that didn't doubt my fake visa was the KLM. So KLM gave me the boarding pass, and before I knew, I found myself at Schiphol, Amsterdam. And so there I was in Holland. I was living in one of the reception centers. Very close here. I was living in Boston. And from Boston, I went to Eindhoven. From Eindhoven, I went to Lunteren. And here, I knew nobody. And nobody knew me. In Liberia, almost everyone knew me. But here, nobody knows me. And in Africa, we have a saying. We say, when people don't see you, when people don't want to see you, then you're not a stranger, but a dead person. And that consciousness of death made me wanted to leave. At first, I tried to learn the Dutch language. Have some of you tried learning the Dutch language since you've been here for 2 days? Did you try? No, you didn't make any effort? Or you can try it. It's very interesting to try to learn a new language. Well, I was trying to learn the Dutch language. So because I come from the theater, I would just wake up in the morning, go to the place within the centrum where we learn the language, and I start just memorizing everything. I would start in the morning. Whoever I meet, whether it's a worker of the core, I would say, Ik heet Jan. Who heet jij? Who heet who? And you would say, heel goed, Joep. Ik kom uit Nederland. Uit welk land kom jij? Komt u? Heel goed. And so, anyway, I would keep trying to learn the language like this, but it's very difficult to learn the Dutch language because all the Dutch people would speak English with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until I learned some kind of advice from a very famous Dutch philosopher. Only those in Spain know this philosopher. He has some philosophy. One of his philosophy is every disadvantage has its advantage. And you understand it when you get it. So, one of the disadvantages of being an asylum seeker is that you are alone and that you don't have families, you don't have friends, you don't know anyone in the new country. And I thought, how can I make these Dutch people not speak Dutch to me, not speak English to me anymore, but start speaking Dutch to me? Well, with the little money I got from the COA, I went to the shop and I bought for myself a typical wooden shoes. And so for 3 years, I would go everywhere in Holland. I would go to the marketplace. I would go to the COA office. I would go to the municipality. I would go everywhere with my wooden shoes. And then when I'm walking through the street, everybody will see me coming. They will look to one another and they will say in Dutch, because they think I don't understand Dutch, they will say in Dutch, kijk, daar loopt een neger op klompen. Lamine, jij moet ook niet lachen, hè? But what happens then is that they all started speaking Dutch to me. And then they would start telling me stories about their parents, who also walked on wooden shoes. They would tell me about how they grew up wearing wooden shoes because their parents never had money to buy shoes for them. But also, I met other Dutch people. I met some Dutch people who were soldiers in the former Yugoslavia, who were soldiers in Lebanon or in Korea. And they told me stories about when they came back to Holland after being in the war zone, how it was difficult for them to talk about their experience at the country at war. And meeting all these people, speaking to them, made me to realize that I'm really not a stranger. That the same trauma that I carry in my soul, that a lot of people also carry the same trauma in this country. And speaking to them started giving me a little confidence. And so one day I went to a refugee organization in my city. And the person in the organization asked me a question. They said to me, Bright, what would you like to do with your future? I became confused. Because most times, as an asylum seeker, you don't want to look to the future because it hurts you. You think about everything that you've lost. And you think about the impossibilities. And you don't also want to look at the past because the past also hurts you. So I told him, listen, I don't have a resident permit, so I don't have a future. But then this guy said to me, no, Bright. You do have a future. And he said to me, what are you good at? What do you love to do? And I told him, me? When I was 12, I started acting. When I was less than even 14, I started using theater for politics. I told him, I've been on stage since I'm a child. And he told me, if you love being on stage, you can do the same thing in Holland. It's not impossible. Actually, this person believed in me when I no longer believed in myself. So he believed in me, and I also met one other woman in the center that I was living in. The name of the woman is called Gray Zwoos. She used to work in the Asylum Seeker Center in Lunteren, where I was living. And Gray did the same thing. Gray introduced me to the organizers of a music festival in Nijmegen and told the people there, I know Bright from the reception center. I want you people to give him a chance just to do a voluntary job in your festival. The first year I was working at the door. The next year I was given the opportunity to present the festival. I stood on the stage and I said in Dutch, only the Dutch can understand this, Hooggehuurd publiek. But there was something that happened to me when I stood on that stage. I got the energy back that I felt when I was 12 years, and I started acting for the first time. And I said to myself, if I can stand on this stage in a strange country with a strange language, then I can practice my old profession again. And that gave me the confidence that I needed. I registered at the theater school, I registered at the film academy, and the rest is history. And based on that, and also the wooden shoes did something to me that I would never forget. At first I thought that what I missed the most was my family and my friends, but it was later I realized that I missed the public. Because from 12 years old, I've always been on stage. And so living in a refugee camp meant I really didn't have a stage anymore. But wearing my wooden shoes and walking through the street became, the wooden shoes became my performance, and everybody in the street became my public. And those little things, and so my job these days is helping every asylum seeker that I meet, every refugee that I meet, discover their own wooden shoes. Mine was these wooden shoes. Somebody else might be IT or maybe medicine or something. How do they discover their own wooden shoe? And I think we are all doing the same in our own ways, helping people to find their own wooden shoes so that they find their performance again, their public again, their community again. And based on that, I wrote one little poem, and I want to share the poem with you guys to close. When I left my country at war, the only thing that I longed for was to meet you. You who is not afraid to open your heart and your soul for me. You who dare to embrace an outcast like me. And thanks to you, I no longer need to imprison myself. Imprison myself because of all that I find difficult to tell. I no longer need to run from a world I do not understand. I no longer need to be afraid of the dark, afraid of the night, afraid to be cast out. If the world find me strange, let them find me strange. Thanks to you, I can make all my dirty river sweet. I can fly once more as a dove.
Bright or Richard?
Thank you. Okay. We are about to close for today, but we'll be going back over there, and then we'll be having some snacks, and we'll have time to interact with one another and network with one another and have some drinks as well. But before we leave, we also have a second ritual we do at New Dutch Connections. We ask people 2 questions, just sometimes 2, sometimes 3 questions whenever we are having a performance. The first question we ask people, which is based on our own life stories as refugees, because when you are fleeing your country, you always think, what do I take along? You don't know what to take along because you live in home, you just have to live in a second, you don't know what to take. So the first question we ask people is, what are you taking along? So I want to ask you guys, what are you going to take along from today? You've been here the whole day. What are you taking along? Somebody? You take me along. Great! Okay. Somebody else, so that I throw the mic to you. What are you taking along from today? Great, I gave it to you.
That things might be complicated, but that doesn't mean that you should stop trying.
Great. Okay, well, wait, somebody else. Throw it to somebody else. What are you going to take along?
Shall I just throw it?
Yeah, just throw it. Somebody will pick it anyway. Okay, so it fell on you. Okay, it fell on you. So what do you take along?
The passion.
The passion. Wonderful. So throw it to somebody else. Just somebody needs to pick it up.
Way.
That I love Kora music.
That you love the Kora music. Great. Show it to somebody else. So what do you take along from today?
Actually, your inspiring words, and also from Alberto, and really the community part. I feel like when people can become a community again, that it will really empower our residents and people. Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe you throw it to the back then. Throw it to the back. Great.
I'm taking along the hope I see in all all the workers here, and wanting to build tools to help the people that they're serving.
Wonderful.
Well, I wish I was here before because I couldn't come, but I'm coming tomorrow. So thank you. It was great.
What I take along today is a reminder that everything that we do as GOA in terms of digitization should be bottom up, gotten from our residents. What do they need? Asking them what do they need instead of coming up with solutions that might not fit for them, but really ask them what they need and work with that.
Okay, thank you. Before you throw the ball, we always ask three questions we ask people. The first is what do you take along? Because also as refugees, though we take something we need to leave immediately, we also leave things behind. So the second question is, what are you going to leave behind? So you throw the ball to somebody, and then the question is, what do you leave behind? You just throw it, they will pick it up.
I'm thinking, I don't know.
Yes, okay.
I want to take everything with me.
Okay, the question is, what do you leave behind? Because when you flee your country, you have to leave something behind. You can't take everything.
No, my home.
Eh?
I have to leave my home.
Your code?
My home.
Code. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Eh?
Anyway, my home. My home.
Your home?
Yes.
Whoa, okay. But I'm just talking about the conference today. Based on the conference today, you take some things along. Maybe you leave some things with us in Holland, or you leave some things you don't want to do anymore. I don't know, but okay.
Okay, my shirt.
Okay. What do you leave behind?
I'm leaving behind the message that you should always include newcomers themselves in whatever you do as an institution or organization.
Okay. Maybe you go this way, all the way behind there. Yes.
Thank you so much. Me and Papa work in the same organization.
Okay.
So with Open Embassy, and at the same time, I have the same comment that he had. So just include newcomers more. So actually, I miss the existence of a newcomer here with us. I think if we would be there, that's gonna be better for the conference, because sometimes it's like we think we represent them, and we talk in behalf of them, and this is actually it's not a really good sign. So if we just give them the space for themselves, that's going to be easier. And thank you for very much. Yeah.
Maybe to emphasize that we should connect more, but not only online, but also offline.
The combination of online, offline.
Definitely offline as well. Don't forget.
Okay.
Well, it's a bit of the same, I think. We need to connect in real life to make apps work for everybody. So that's not something I leave, but something
you
I
take along
gained.
as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I take along.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, good conversations with colleagues from different parts of Europe, new experiences.
Maybe I'll ask the very last question we asked is, what would you like to do after today? What are you inspired to do? You've been here, you've been having the whole day. What are you inspired to do? Maybe, eh?
I wanted to give my colleague a fair chance. So, what I'm inspired to do after today?
Yes.
To connect with a few people that I met today, because today really showed me also the way forward, right? And that it's from connecting that we actually really understand what needs to be done next. So I've met a few really great people, and thank you for all of you. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be following up on a few.
Following up in a lot of contacts you made today.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Should I throw?
Yeah, you can throw, yes.
Anyone who wants to catch it? I'm just. Oh, you do?
Yes, she
oh,
wants
my
to catch it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What I want to do, actually, I was here as a asylum seeker 12 years ago, and I was with the COA. So it was for me the first time that I meet people from COA. They are very nice. They were very nice. They are nice. And my impression, it was all the time, who is these people? What's the system here? What they are doing? Is it volunteering? Is it working? Are they training to do this with asylum seekers? Does they have the culture or the multicultures in their study? It was for me really a lot of questions. And then after 12 years, I'm here today. Tomorrow I have a breakout. I will do my session here. So what I will do is, it's my work now, that I see that many times I see that the policies and the decisions made from top to down. My session tomorrow is from down to top. So I would like to voice the refugees, how they see the system in the Netherlands, how they experience the system in the Netherlands. For example, I had many interviews for my project in Nijmegen in Radboud University. The interviews that it was with refugee women who they didn't have smartphone in their countries. So now they have to take the code to enter the AZC in the center. So they don't know how to do the code, or what's the code, or how this code is connected to the COA. What's PSN? Why the streets are with numbers? Why the houses with numbers? And there is numbers for 2, 4, 6, 8, and the other side is 3, 5, 7. So these people who are in Netherlands, they couldn't sometimes understand. That's very difficult for them. So I want to voice these people, actually. This is what I want. So this is what I want to do. Thank you very much.
Yes. Somebody else who would like to get the ball from her? The ball most times comes to you
That's
again. Yes.
inevitable, actually. Okay, I'm taking back the feeling of urgency, I would say, to put in force further the whole digitalization agenda in my organization. That is quite feasible. Yeah. Thanks. Let's try it, right?
Is it working? Yeah, okay. I never saw such a microphone in my life. But no, I wanted to share that I'm really inspired and also optimist after this conference. Because I think, we live in a political climate that is not so supportive. And it feels really good to be together with a lot of people who just continue to do their job. I myself work for the Vluchtelingenwerk Nederland, the Dutch Council for Refugees. and we work together with the COA and everybody, but there's, I think, a political storm going on in the Netherlands, and it's so good to see that with all the colleagues also from Europe, that we continue to do our best and yeah, stand in solidarity, and that's what I take home. Thank you. Thank you so much for your inspiration.
And I think we have to start next year with the successes of this year. So everyone has intentions. Let's send them this year to you. And let's start next year with the intentions of this year and with the success of your next year.
Great. Thank you. So the ball is back to me again. Well, I think it's time, as the Dutch normally say, to go to the bottle. Except if you have some comments from online that you want to share. No. So I think it's time for us to go to the bottle, Lamine. Maybe we send the people to the bottle the African way. Okay, so we send you to the bottle the African way, yes. And when you get outside, Maxime will be playing music there. There will be some wonderful snacks for us to eat. But we do it the African way. So I want to send you guys outside the African way so that you come back tomorrow very happily. And which is a very simple thing you have to do. Lamine is going to be playing, and you just walk through here, you do a crazy dance, and you go outside. So you do a crazy dance. You only go outside after doing a crazy dance. You just do a little crazy dance and you go outside. It doesn't matter. Don't go outside without a crazy dance. Come on. Yeah. Can we have some sound, please? Not getting the music. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay.